If your gym is chaos, it's not your coaches, it's your operating system. Stop guessing and start operating. I've worked with over 2,500 gym owners at this point, and you know what separates the ones that scale from the ones that burn out? It's not their programming. It's not their marketing budget. Hell, it's not even their niche. The ones that actually make it, they're the ones that are running on systems that most gym owners don't even know exist. Most of you right now are in what I call hero mode. I know because I was the king of hero mode.
I'm a hero. I'm a hero.
I used to go into the gym and I would train clients at 5 a.m. I would answer emails between sessions. And I remember one night I was mopping the floors at 9:30 at night, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, I've got a degree and I'm mopping floors at 9:30 at night on a Friday night.
But what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
The real problem, you're trying to run a 7-figure business with a mindset and a structure built for $50,000 a year. No systems, no real structure, just you holding everything together. And look, I get it. That was me in years 2 and 3. I was working my ass off. I was feeling like I was one bad month away from having to sell everything and get a real job, until I realized something that changed everything. I didn't need to work harder. I needed to install a completely different operating system. You felt that, right? That constant grind where you look at your bank account and you think, where the hell did all of that effort go? Today, I'm breaking down the exact frameworks that took my gym from Tim's constantly on the verge of a breakdown training studio to a 7-figure operation that runs whether or not I show up.
Now we're getting somewhere.
And this is what the Iron Circle gyms are using right now to operate at elite levels. But here's the part that's going to piss you off. Your gym isn't failing because of what you're doing wrong. It's failing because of what you haven't even built yet. Let me paint you a picture. A gym owner comes to me. Let's just call him Dave, right? Dave's been open for 3 years. He's got 87 members. He's making about $18,000 a month. He's working 70 to 80 hours a week. And Dave says to me, Tim, I don't get it. I'm working harder than everybody I know. I'm a great coach. My clients love me, but why can't I break through? So I asked Dave, I said, walk me through your lead generation. Dave goes, well, last month I ran a 6-week challenge. This month I'm doing a free week. And maybe next week I'm going to think about doing a partner workout event. Different campaigns every single month. No systems, just random tactics thrown at the wall trying to get clients in the door. So I asked him about his sales. I said, Dave, who runs your consultations, man? He goes, well, my coaches do in between sessions when they have time. Coaches, fitness people doing sales when they have time. Then operations. Dave, how do your coaches know when a new client starts? He says, well, kind of just show them and I figure it out. No lead flow, no sales process, no SOPs, no team structure. Everything runs through Dave. And that's not a business. That's a very expensive, very stressful job that you can't quit, you can't sell, and you can't escape. And here's what kills me, man. Dave is a great coach. His clients get amazing results and he cares deeply about what he does. It's like you're trying to drive a car where you have to manually pump gas into the engine while you're driving. Yeah, you could probably make that work for a while, but eventually you're just going to crash. So what changed for Dave? Well, it's the same thing that changed me. We installed an operating system that runs in the background. And here's the thing about operating system that most gyms don't understand. Your phone runs on an operating system. Your gym should too. Except for most of you guys are running on Windows 95. No, like for real. Like look at this, an iOS, an Android, whatever. You don't even think about what's happening in the background. The apps are always running. They open up when you click on them. The notifications work. Updates happen automatically. The operating system manages everything, so you can just kind of just like use your phone. And most gyms don't have that. You know what most gyms are running on? Hope and hustle, and the owner's willingness to sacrifice their personal life. I was talking to a gym owner last month. She told me she hadn't taken a vacation in 4 years because the gym falls apart when I leave, she said. I said, 4 years? That's not entrepreneurship. That's a self-imposed prison. What you actually need is a gym operating system that runs these 5 things automatically. How you get leads without manually hustling every month. How you convert those leads without hoping your coaches figure it out. How you deliver those service the exact same time whether you're there or you're not. And how you build a team that actually takes things off of your plate instead of adding to your stress. And how you know with absolute certainty if your business is growing or dying every single month. When I installed this in my gym back in 2016, something wild happened. See, I had to step back when we were growing our ProFit company, which now is called Gym Business Coach. And I wasn't training clients anymore. And I wasn't running consultations. And I wasn't even in the building most of the days. And guess what? My revenue doubled. Not because I'm some genius, but because the business wasn't depending on me to show up anymore. It was running on a system. So let's break down what that actually looks like. Starting with the component that kills more gym owners than anything else, even though that most owners think they've got this handled. Most gym owners aren't running marketing campaigns. They're just gambling with better graphics. Here's the difference. A campaign isn't something you turn on, run for a month, maybe you get some leads, maybe you don't, and then you turn it off and then try something else. That's gambling. Lead flow should be systematic. It's multiple pulls in the water at the same time. Google ads running, Facebook campaigns running, organic social, referral campaigns. It's all built in. It's all working together. And here's the key. You're not just tracking how many leads did we get. We're costing cost per lead, cost per show, cost per acquisition, and most importantly, ROAS, return on ad spend. I was working with a gym owner last year in Texas. He told me, Tim, I can't afford to spend more on marketing. I'm already spending about $1,500 a month. And so I asked him, I said, what's your ROAS? ROAS. And he had no idea what I was talking about. And funny enough, it turns out once we got into his ROAS, for every dollar he was spending on ads, he was making back $3 in the first 30 days.
You serious, Clark?
I told him, dude, you should be spending as much as you possibly can. When you know your numbers, there's no such thing as a marketing budget. If I hand you $1 and you hand me back $3, how many times do you think I want to do that transaction? Like unlimited times, right? That's called a self-liquidating campaign. That's systematic lead gen, and that's how real gym CEOs operate, not how desperate trainers hoping to stay afloat operate. But here's where it all falls apart for most gyms. They get leads, appointments are booked, consultations show up, and then their coaches, their sweet, caring, fitness-loving coaches, when they have to ask for money, that's when everything falls apart and dies. Your coaches can't sell, and that's not their fault. They're fitness people. They got into this business to help people, not close deals. And I remember this one coach. I had him early on. Great guy. Clients loved him. He was amazing at his job, and I asked him to start running consultations because he was the best that we had. So he'd sit down with a prospect and he'd go, so yeah, we have training here. It's pretty good. I mean, I think it's good. I mean, it is good. You'll probably like it, but if you want to sign up, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. And he would close like 12% of his consultations. So he's treating it like a therapy session, hoping prospect would just get it, and sign up with no structure, just no process, just like vibes. Every lead that comes in, they get an appointment booked automatically, not manually, like automatically through automation, and they show up. And here's the key. Your salesperson, your dedicated salesperson, not your coaches wearing 17 different hats, they walk them through a proven framework. And we have gyms converting right now 80 to 85%. Most gyms are lucky to hit like 20 to 30%. You know what the difference is? It's confidence, not some sleazy sales tactics. Confidence in your offer, confidence in your process. It's structured in a way to communicate value. That coach I mentioned, we took the sales off of his plate. We put him back on the floor where he's an absolute rock star. I actually hired a salesperson, a dedicated salesperson who loves that part of the business. And close rate in 1 month went from 12% to 68%. You've left money on the table like that, right? Before, you'd have the wrong person in the wrong seat. But even if you nail sales, it doesn't matter if your service delivery is inconsistent. And that's where component 3 comes in, the one that's going to kind of make you feel a little uncomfortable. Your gym doesn't suck. It's just unpredictable. And unpredictable doesn't scale. Here's what I mean. A client signs up on Monday, has an amazing session with Coach Sarah. Mind's blown.
That was incredible.
He goes, this is incredible. Comes back Wednesday and gets Coach Mike. But Coach Mike delivers a completely different experience, different setup, different vibe, different everything.
This isn't the same thing.
And the client sits there and goes, wait, is this the same gym? That's what happens without SOPs, standard operating procedures. I know. SOPs sound boring. They are. They sound like corporate nonsense. But here's what SOPs actually do. They create consistency. In the Gym OS, everything is documented. How you onboard a new client, how you structure sessions, how you handle a check-in, how you answer the phone, even how you handle a billing issue. They want the basics to be rock solid so you can be creative with your training. I had a client tell me once, I love coming here because I always know exactly what to expect when I walk in. That's not boring. That is trust. From a business standpoint, SOPs are what lets you scale. New team member starts, you hand them the right playbook, they plug that right in. Without SOPs, every new hire is a 6-month science experiment where you're just hoping to figure it out. And as you transition, you are not a coach anymore. You're a CEO building a machine that produces a result whether you're here or you're not. But SOPs don't execute themselves. You need actually human beings, a team, and that's where I see gym owners make the most expensive mistakes in the book. Your gym will never scale beyond your ability to lead a team. And most people suck at building teams, myself included, for a long time. I used to have this mentality of, if you want to get something done right, just do it yourself. That's a great strategy if you want to work 80-hour weeks and resent your business. Here's what I finally learned. Your job as the owner isn't to do everything. Your job is the owner's to build a team that can do it better than you. Think about the best restaurants you've been to. The chef isn't cooking every single plate, running the register, and bussing tables. They've got a team, and everybody has a clear role.
You can't do it all on your own.
In the Gym OS, roles are crystal clear. Second in command who actually runs the day-to-day operations. You've got a dedicated salesperson who loves that job, coaches who only coach, and admin support that handles all the boring stuff. No more coaches doing sales and training, cleaning, and customer service and billing and marketing and trying to have a personal life. You know what happens to that? Burnout, mediocrity, high turnover. Here's what we do differently. We hire slow, like painfully slow. We use personality assessments like the DISC assessment to understand if there's a personality fit. Then we put people in seats where they actually thrive. And then this is where gym owners freak out. We actually pay them well. We put them on a salary, put them on benefits, give them paid time off. But Tim, I know that's expensive. You know what is expensive? Replacing a coach every 8 months because you burn them out with paying them $15 an hour and no benefits. Your team isn't an expense. It's an investment in your growth engine. When I finally got this right, something incredible happened. I stopped being the bottleneck in the gym, and my gym ran whether I was there or not. I could take vacations without checking my phone every 30 minutes. You know what I mean? But even with the best team in the world, you can't fix what you can't measure, which brings us to component number 5, the number that changed everything for me. Most gym owners are drowning in data and dying from lack of clarity. You've got spreadsheets, you're tracking client count, revenue per member, attrition rate, show-up percentage, close rate, cost per lead, click-through rate, and you still don't know if your business is actually growing. In the Gym OS, we simplify it down to one number. We call this the delta. The delta equals new monthly recurring revenue minus cancellations plus upgrades minus downgrades minus freezes plus unfreezes. Basically, did you grow this month or not? I was working with another gym owner, and he was all over the place. He was making $50,000 one month and then $22,000 the next month and back to 36. It was total chaos. And I asked her, what's your delta? She looked at me like I was speaking Klingon.
Why are you speaking Klingon?
She was focused on gross revenue. So she'd have these huge months where she'd run a challenge and then the next month, nothing. And then upfront payments and then cannibalize her EFT. And then the next month she'd be back down into like the teens or the low 20s. Here's what we're actually trying to do here. We're trying to grow your delta until your monthly recurring revenue is higher than your base operating expenses. And once you hit that point, your gym is self-sustaining. You're not living and dying month to month. You've got stability, predictability, and freedom. That gym owner I mentioned, we got her focused on the delta. 6 months later, she's at $42,000 consistent monthly recurring revenue. Her expenses are about $35,000. So she's profitable every single month now, regardless if she makes a big sale or no sales at all. And that's the power of tracking the right number, the delta. Now, some of you are probably thinking right now, Tim, like cool concept, man, but does it actually work in the real world? Let me show you. There's a training gym in Tampa, Florida. His owner's name is Mike. And 6 months ago, he was about to quit. Mike reached out to me completely burned out. He had $22,000 in monthly recurring revenue, a decent gym, and a decent community, but Mike was working like 70 hours a week. He was running every single consultation. He was managing the schedule. He was putting out fires. He was in classic hero mode. And here's what we did in the first 30 days. Week 1, we built out a sales process and we trained his fitness director to run the consultation. So Mike could stop doing sales completely and we freed him up. And I'm not exaggerating, like 15 hours a week we freed up for him. Week number 2, we installed a systematic lead generation system. We turn on Google ads and then Facebook campaigns with proven hooks. We set up automated appointment booking, and 10 days later, he had 18 consultations booked, more than his entire previous month. In week 3, we documented his SOPs for onboarding. We did it for session delivery, client communication, and everything in between. And suddenly, every coach knew exactly what to do. No more guessing. Into week 4, we implemented the delta tracking. Mike finally had visibility into whether his business was actually growing month to month or not. And here's the results after 30 days. 12 new clients, $4,800 in new monthly recurring revenue. That's delta. And Mike got his nights and weekends back. You fast forward 6 months, and Mike's gym is at $41,000 in monthly recurring revenue, and he's hired a second coach. Even the best part about this, Mike removed himself from the day-to-day operations, and the business runs completely without him. And guys, that's not magic. That's not some unicorn situation. That's what happens when you stop running your gym on hope and install an actual operating system. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Yeah, Tim, get it, cool. But my gym's different. My clients want that personal touch. My clients come here because of me. They want to see me. Be honest. You've thought that, right? See, I used to think the same exact thing, but back in 2016, I stepped back from my gym to focus on my coaching company, ProFit. And I had this group of women. I mean, they were perfect clients. They would come into every event. They bought our apparel. They referred their friends. Then out of nowhere, all 6 of them canceled. So I called one of them. I said, hey, is something wrong? Is everything okay? She goes, no, everything's great. We just don't like that you're not here anymore.
You're not one of us anymore.
Not because the service got worse, not because the results dropped, just because they wanted to see me in the gym doing work. They were saying we're getting too big and wanted more of a small, like mom and pop independent business. You know what I did? I let them go. Because if I had worried about those 6 clients and what they thought instead of building a real scalable business, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have helped 2,500 gym owners. I wouldn't have written multiple books, and I wouldn't have built Gym Business Coach. I'd be stuck in my gym, afraid to grow, afraid to change, and afraid to build something bigger than myself. So here's my question for you. Do you own a job that you can't escape, or do you own a business that serves you? Because the gym operating system is for people who want option number 2. It's for gym owners who are done playing small, who understand that systems create freedom, not chaos. So if that's you and you've made it this far, you're not just a gym owner anymore. You're a systems-driven CEO who understands that chaos is not a badge of honor. It's actually a red flag. You now understand the 5 components: systematic lead generation, conversion systems, operational SOPs, team structure, and the delta. But understanding and implementing are 2 completely different things. This system works. Over 2,500 gyms, from single location to multi-site operators. It's not theory, it's proven. And if you want to see how we systematize the entire client journey from the moment someone clicks an ad and puts their lead information in to the moment they become a raving super fan who refers people, well, we've got that video coming up next. Stop running your gym on hope and hustle and install the operating system that gives you clarity, gives you stability, and gets your life back. I'll see you in the next one.